Hi, I'm Judy Litt, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about holds in Yin Yoga. I got a comment not that long ago on my YouTube channel talking about some uneven holds, that the holds in all the poses were not the same length. Now, this is your practice. You are free to hold however long you would like to. You can always pause this video. I know it's a little difficult to pause it. It can feel a little choppy, but you can always pause it. And you can hold longer than I am. You can hold longer on one side than the other. But I did want to just talk a little bit about why I design practices and the poses aren't all held for the same amount of time. And that's because I am thinking about my intention for the practice. What do I really want you to get out of it? And so some poses may be a little bit more important than the others. To my mind, you may not agree with me, and we may hold those longer. There could be a peak pose. We could be building up to a peak pose, as they call it, a slightly more difficult pose. Although I think difficulty in poses is really varies from person to person. I know there are poses that I struggle with, and there are other ones that are very easy for me, and I know other people struggle with them. Our bodies are all different, and poses are going to feel different in every body. And then there's also the fact that at the end of our practice, if it's a long practice, generally we are beginning to wind down. Usually we want to heat you up, so to speak, in a normal hatha vinyasa style practice. Then our aim is to heat you up, to get you energized, and then cool you back down towards the end of the practice. And then we tend to have longer holds, and we tend to be on the floor. So in Yin, we're not trying to heat you up. We might be energizing you. It depends on the practice. We're definitely not trying to heat you up because, as I've said many times, we don't want more muscles in Yin Yoga because you are much more likely to injure yourself if you practice Yin Yoga with warm muscles. But at the end of the practice, we're still winding down. We want to end our practice in a calm state of mind usually. So the holds tend to, not always, but tend to get longer as we get towards the end of our practice. And then there's just the simple fact that some poses are a little more taxing on our body. And generally, I will do shorter holds for those poses. And again, that's my opinion on which poses are taxing, and you may have a totally different opinion on which poses are taxing to you. But that's how I designed my practices. So if you're ever wondering why some poses are held for a short amount of time, some poses are held for a longer amount of time, that's my reasoning anyway. And I had a thought, which I've just lost. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to say. My last thought for you is that in Yin Yoga, you want to hold the pose for at the very least a minute and a half, 90 seconds, because that's how long it takes to begin to get into our connective tissue. And that is one of the main purposes of Yin Yoga. So you basically almost never see me hold a pose for less than 90 seconds, unless it's a Yang pose, which are sometimes sprinkled into a Yin practice, like maybe a down dog. And then it might be a transitional pose, and we may hold it for a much shorter amount of time. Again, so we're not warming up our muscles. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it's explained some things for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this vlog, go ahead and click the like button. If you want to know when new videos are added to this channel, which are usually Sunday mornings, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining me today.